The United Nations fear extinction.
The devastation below, where thousands of hectares of forest and peat soil are disappearing every month to make way for palm oil.
With his forest gone and mother dead, starving and bewildered, this young orangutan will die if not rescued.
It's a heartbreaker. Tonight, a secret war against orangutans. Mamas torn from their babies as their forest homes are decimated. Critics say fires are being set illegally, wiping out orangutan forests in order to plant trees that produce palm oil, something you could be unknowingly buying. And the Indonesian government is allegedly allowing this destruction to go on and on to the point where orangutans could be on the brink of extinction. Once rich ecosystems are being turned into vast wastelands. These beautiful, innocent creatures are suffering so much. It's the shameful secret hidden in many products made with palm oil, a cheap ingredient used in roughly, are you sitting down, half the items in American supermarkets. And it goes by so many different names it can be hard to identify. Straight out to Rolf Scar, Greenpeace USA Forest Campaign Director. Greenpeace has been protesting against this. Rolf, this is a crisis. Tell us why you say it's a race against time to save the orangutans.
Well, it's absolutely a race against time, Jane, because Indonesia, where most of the orangutans are left, has broken the Guinness Book of World Record for the worst deforestation rate the world has ever seen. If you cut in half habitat, you cut in half orangutans' populations. And we've seen their populations in places like Sumatra drop by 80% in the last 50 years as Indonesia's destroyed an area of rainforest bigger than the size of Texas. We can't let that keep going if we want to keep this important animal, one of our closest relatives on the planet, still with us.
Look at these innocent faces. We're going to tell you what you can do. So many products contain palm oil. Here's a list of some of them. We were talking popcorn, ice cream, cookies, pizza, candy. We can look at the labels. If palm oil is an ingredient, we can either not buy it or get in touch with the company to say, hey, are you getting this appropriately or are you getting it from these people who burn down the forest? That can be very complicated. I believe at the end of the day, this is the Indonesian government's responsibility. We called the consulate. They did not get back to us. But you can reach out to the Indonesian government as well. Why are they being so blind about this?
Well, like every government, governments are influenced by money and by corporations, and that's where we see a lot of opportunity, actually. More and more companies that use palm oil are starting to put in standards, like they do for everything else that they buy, saying that they don't want palm oil linked to rainforest destruction. So what you mentioned second, Jane, which is contacting companies, we think that's critical. The more that companies hear from people here in the U.S. and around the world that they don't want fast food, they don't want shampoos and conditioners, those sorts of things, with rainforest destruction, with orangutan's fate in the balance, then they're going to change their ways, because money talks these days.
I got to tell you, as soon as I heard about this, I started looking at ingredients. Thank God, being a vegan and being somebody who buys only cruelty-free, a lot of my stuff had no palm oil, but it comes under so many different names. I mean, dozens of names. It's hard to tell, so I can't say for sure. So I'm in a quandary. There's the palm fruit that is the source of the problem. They could produce it in land that's already been cleared. It's a crisis, what you can do on the other side.
I don't know what palm oil is.
I don't know what palm oil is.
Do you know what palm oil is?
No, I've never known.
But the protesters, like Greenpeace and other organizations that say palm oil is wiping out the orangutan population on this planet, know what palm oil is, and they say don't buy it or contact the companies and demand, are you buying it? Are you getting it responsibly? Because these forests where the orangutans live, look at this little baby, they're being wiped out. And again, it's the Indonesian government. Listen, go to my Facebook page, Jane Velez Mitchell Facebook, or hlntv.com/Jane. And I'm going to tell you how to get in touch with Greenpeace. You can visit Greenpeace, and we're also going to show you how you can adopt an orangutan. No, you don't have to take them home. You can virtually adopt an orangutan and save that animal's life. There are so many efforts going on. Rolf, what would you say to the American people?
Definitely get involved. Get on websites, greenpeace.org, your Facebook page. Get involved. Make your voice heard. It's so easy to do these days with a click of a button, and it actually matters. A lot of people feel like their voice doesn't matter. That's the opposite of the case. We've seen many companies change their ways because of consumers voicing their concerns. It works, folks. Don't be jaded. Get out there and get involved and get informed. We think we could have sustainable palm oil. We think we don't have to destroy rainforests or orangutan habitat for soaps and for crackers and cookies. We know that's possible. It's just a matter of making the marketplace speak up for that.
Consumers, if you're looking at these little faces and you see them and you say, oh my gosh, I don't want to be a co-conspirator in their destruction, then it's up to you to look at the labels, to make sure you buy cruelty-free, to contact suppliers and producers that have products that have palm oil in them, to call the Indonesian government. Get involved. These poor creatures cannot speak for themselves. Time is running out.